Okay, day one of a 2-day snowstorm, the biggest one so far this winter. This is video in Superior's East End this afternoon, looking at highways 2 and 53, snow whipping all over the place there. Meanwhile, it was a mess at times on the Bong and Blotnick bridges. Multiple accidents reported, forcing the northbound lanes of the Blotnick at one point to close. With a 7-vehicle pileup there, no injuries reported, though.
Meanwhile, this is what it looked like in Duluth Canal Park area. Snow-covered roads, not much going on. Many businesses closed in the area. And of course, MnDOT plows have been out on I-35 in Duluth, making sure that major thoroughfare is as passable as possible, especially with 4 emergency vehicles during this prolonged storm.
And this is a live look right now on the roads in Duluth, looking at the Blotnick Bridge. Snow still coming down there, windy too at times, showing that camera there shaking just a little bit. Good evening to you on this Monday. I'm Dan Hanger.
And I'm Alexandra Burnley. Let's go check in with Fox 21 Chief Meteorologist Sam Gabrielli for a look of what's to come with this 2-day storm that's just parked over us. Sam.
Yeah, sorry guys, I was just switching on the cam here real quick. But yeah, this storm, very crazy here. We're dealing with upwards of over a foot of snow across the board today so far in a lot of spots. And there's actually a winter storm warning in effect for the city of Duluth, all of northwestern Wisconsin, and eastern Minnesota. We're going to be dealing with the same picture basically 24 hours from now and possibly beyond. That's what we currently have with the winter weather alerts. And keep in mind, our roadways staying completely snow covered across the area. We're noticing about partial snow cover in north central Minnesota, but most of us here in the Northland dealing with very difficult conditions outside with travel. This is here the Cody Street exit on I-35 northbound. You can see there's about one lane actually dealing with not too bad a snow cover, but the other lane complete snow cover on it. Right now, crews are doing a pretty good job with the interstate system. That's been the nice thing with this storm system. It's been a gradual kind of heavy snowmaker at times, not all of it being dumped on at once. But this is the past 12 hours. We did deal with quite a bit of snow, of course, here in Duluth. And we're only continuing to see more and more snow pile on. This has been basically the same exact look on radar all day long. We have a couple of lake effect enhancement snow bands here just south of Duluth. Other than that, it's been basically just consistent snow moving in from this low pressure to the south. There's decent snow across the Iron Range and particularly up into the Arrowhead of Minnesota, central and southern St. Louis County, stretching into Lake County as well. And there's some pretty decent bands that have been setting up. In fact, the Washburn, Wisconsin area, just south of Bayfield, has seen 21 inches of snow so far. There's been a setup of a lake effect snow band just north of Ashland. And there's a close look at the snowfall totals the past 24 hours. French River, Minnesota, a good old foot of snow up the North Shore. Duluth picking up 8.7, the highest tally so far. Cornucopia, Wisconsin, 7 inches. Even Grand Rapids seeing a good amount of snow. Amnicon Falls as well, just about a half a foot. And guess what? We're going to be adding on more snow to this. Another 6 inches of snow or more here in Duluth the next 24 hours, maybe higher amounts off into northern Wisconsin. And overall, like I touched on, Dan and Alexandra, it's going to continue. You can see the snow still prevailing into Tuesday. So it's one of those deals where if you got an excuse to kind of stay home, maybe you have nowhere to go, there's just no way that you should be out on the roads right now. It's just, it's going to continue to pile up here with snow.
And the roads are still bad. Obviously, the plows are trying to keep up, but it's just coming down so steadily.
These snowbanks we're going to have are going to be serious business here later this week.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, at this hour, Duluth's Morgan Park neighborhood is without water after 2 water main breaks this evening. They're the 9400 block of Grand Avenue.
Crews are working to fix the breaks and restore the water in the next couple of hours. This comes after 7 water main breaks in the same location earlier this month. And meanwhile, the city of Duluth is closing City Hall and its public libraries tomorrow because of this storm. The city will also make a decision tomorrow on whether to issue a snow emergency.
There are also a long list of school closing and delays, and even some deciding to do virtual learning tomorrow instead of a snow day like the Superior and Hibbing school districts. Head over to fox21online.com for a full list.
Well,
there.
the snow keeps coming down, and it's keeping Duluth city plows busy since early this morning. Per the city's snow and ice policy, the focus has been on clearing main streets and will continue to be until the snow stops. The snow emergency will not be decided until Tuesday, so street parking is still acceptable. With the snow continuing through tomorrow and even possibly Wednesday, practicing patience is key when it comes to expecting clear roads.
When we have systems that kind of just sit on us like this one and then have another one piggybacking right on top of it, the only thing that we can do to keep main roads open open, to keep hospitals flowing and highways available for folks, is to keep our mains open. And so that's what they're going to be doing. We will get to residentials as soon as we are able after the snow stops.
To keep up with the snow emergency information, you can sign up for the Northland Alert by creating a profile and then clicking on the Public Works and Utilities tab.
All right, and Duluth firefighters have been very busy today with all types of calls during this winter storm, nearly 40. One of those calls happened this morning around 11:15 in the Lakeside neighborhood. House started on fire on the 4500 block of Norwood Street. Family got out just fine, but they are displaced tonight. Damage is estimated at $120,000. The cause of that fire is under investigation tonight.
And meanwhile, the snowstorm and closures mean increased business for some. Denny's Ace Hardware in Duluth was prepared for more snow today as they were fully stocked with shovels and salt. The business has maintained steady traffic through the winter, providing the essentials for people to handle a Minnesota winter. Even though the supply chain issues have impacted many businesses, it hasn't caused that many problems for this location.
Just keep following what people like and just keep getting it in. Definitely not slow for shovels and salt this year. Prepare for the cold, lay down some salt and be careful.
Though it may seem far away, Ace has already begun to prep for spring as they now have their seed racks stored. And meanwhile, liquor stores were busy today as people were stocking up in preparation of being shut indoors. Laker Bottle Shop in Duluth had a busier Monday than they typically see, with a few hundred customers coming through this morning. Though it was busy, staff say it isn't unusual for this type of weather.
Snow started hitting this morning, and right away at 8 we were really busy with people just getting it out of the way for the day. People knew it meant business, and they've been coming in, and yeah, but usually if there's a lot of snow predicted, we get an extra influx of people coming in.
The popular items being sold at the shop today were wine, whiskey, and Irish creams.
All right. With the fresh snow and risky road conditions, staying inside today may be the more ideal thing for a lot of people, but others would rather embrace it and get outside. At Spirit Mountain today, the hills were extra challenging with the strong winds up there. One family from Minnesota here, Champlain, I don't even know, was out on their annual ski trip and was happy to get some fresh snow as it allows for faster speeds, you know, going down the hill.
Yesterday was sunny and today it looks like this, and you just got to hit that fresh powder. You have to enjoy it. I mean, there's so much snow and so much cold weather. It just gets really dreary if it goes on and on. So you got to embrace it and go have some fun.
Yeah, I love Champlain. Spirit Mountain will be open until the end of March, weather permitting, of course. And all of this new snow is a big positive for the 48th Annual American Brook Combiner in Hayward today. The big international bridge was being constructed there over Highway 63 for Berkey skiers to safely get to Main Street and ultimately that lovely finish line. Festivities begin this Wednesday with the big race kicking off Saturday morning. And this past weekend, the 2022 Winter Olympics wrapped up in Beijing, and it meant it was time for the athletes to return home.
And earlier today, members of the U.S. men's curling team landed safely in Duluth during the storm to see their friends and family for the first time in more than a month. Members of the Duluth Curling Club were also in attendance when Team Schuster walked into the lobby of the Duluth International Airport. It was an emotional moment for the team, who finally got to see the people who've been cheering them on from afar.
You know, I told Sarah, before the Olympics, this might be a really cool opportunity. It sucks, obviously, you can't be there with us, but it might be one of those cool opportunities to spend the Olympics with a lot of the people that are close to us that have been back here banding together for us every time we've been at the Olympics. And I think, seeing the joy on their faces, being with that group of people, made it a lot easier.
Welcome home. We'll have much more from Team Schuster, including their plans for the next Winter Games later in sports.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad they landed,
I know. I was kind of worried when I heard the plane was coming in.
Right. What are they there was this stuff going around that they were the dads of the Olympics or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And Schuster there sent a picture of, we are dads, and showed their kids and stuff like that. Like,
sweet.
Yeah, we don't have to be all, I don't know, six packs.
No.
I don't know if anybody on the Schuster team has a six pack. I'm not sure.
You should go do an investigation.
More news next. Here's a look at the rundown ahead.
I hope